Breathe. Feel the air entering your lungs, the steady rhythm of life moving through you. Listen to the silence between your thoughts. In this moment, nothing is missing. In this moment, you are complete. Yet, I know why you are here. You chase, you struggle, you push against the tides of life, hoping that with enough effort, enough control, the world will finally bend to your will. But tell me, has it worked? Or have you only exhausted yourself? Imagine a man clutching a handful of sand, gripping it as tightly as he can. He believes that the tighter he holds, the more sand he will keep. But what happens? The harder he squeezes, the faster the grains slip through his fingers. His desperation, his force, is the very thing that makes him lose what he so desperately wants to hold on to. Life works in the same way. The more you resist, the more you try to control every outcome, the further you push away what you desire. Resistance is not strength, it is a force that suffocates your potential. When you resist, you create tension, not just within yourself, but in the very fabric of life around you. Think about the times you've obsessed over an outcome, fearing it wouldn't go your way. You strategized, manipulated, forced solutions, yet things still fell apart. You may have even noticed that the more desperate you became, the worse things got. This is because life does not respond well to resistance. Like trying to row upstream against a powerful current. All your energy is wasted in the struggle, when the simple act of letting go would have carried you effortlessly to where you needed to be. Most people misunderstand control. They believe control means tightening their grip on life, planning every detail, and forcing situations to fit their expectations. But real control, true power, comes from understanding when to act and when to surrender. Picture an archer aiming at a target. If he grips the bow too tightly, his hands shake, his aim falters, and his arrow misses the mark. But if he holds the bow with steady ease, trusting his form, his arrow finds its target effortlessly. It is not through tension, but through balance that he succeeds. Your mind is much like that archer. When you are anxious, overthinking, or desperately trying to control every aspect of your life, your aim becomes unsteady, your energy is scattered, your focus is blurred, and instead of drawing life toward you, you repel it. This is why people who are desperate for love often push potential partners away, why those who fear losing money often find themselves struggling financially. Their resistance blocks the very thing they desire because their energy is one of lack, fear, and force, rather than ease, trust, and flow. Consider the story of a farmer who impatiently pulled on the shoots of his crops every day, thinking he was helping them grow. He would wake up early, go to his field and tug at each sprout, believing that if he just pulled hard enough they would rise fast. But all he did was uproot them, killing the very crops that, if left alone, would have flourished on their own. Nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. The seasons change without struggle. The river carves its path through stone not by force, but by steady persistence. The same principle applies to life. Forcing things before their time only leads to destruction. When you resist, you are fighting against the natural order of life. Think about a conversation where you are trying to convince someone of your point of view. If you push too hard, they resist. If you force your ideas onto them, they shut down. But if you present your thoughts with calm certainty and allow space for them to process, they are more likely to listen. The same applies to opportunities, relationships, and success. The more you chase, the more what you seek runs away. But when you relax, trust, and align yourself with your goals without desperation, you create space for them to come to you. Look at the most successful, charismatic, and magnetic individuals. Do they look like they are desperately grasping at life? Or do they move with ease, certainty, and trust? Their power comes from their ability to remain unshaken, to let go of what does not serve them, and to allow things to come to them, rather than forcing them into existence. This is the power of non-resistance. It is not passivity. It is a deeper, wiser understanding that life unfolds perfectly when you stop fighting against it. Relaxation is the gateway to clarity and abundance. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the tension in your body, the weight of your thoughts, the invisible burden of worries you carry. Now imagine all of it dissolving, like mist under the morning sun. What remains? Stillness, clarity, a space where life can finally flow freely. This is the power of relaxation. Not laziness, not indifference, but a deep, centered calm that allows everything you desire to come to you effortlessly. When you are tense, anxious, or restless, you cloud your vision and block the very things you seek. But when you relax, your mind becomes like a clear lake, reflecting the answers, solutions, and opportunities that were always there. Think about the moments in your life when inspiration struck. Were they times of stress and overthinking? Or were they the quiet moments, while walking, while showering, while simply sitting in peace? Clarity never comes from force. It comes when the mind is still enough to receive it. The greatest artists, writers, and innovators understand this. They do not create from a place of struggle, but from flow. When they allow their minds to relax, ideas come effortlessly, as if whispered by the universe itself. This is not magic, it is alignment. And the same principle applies to success, happiness, and abundance. Consider the story of a fisherman who went out to sea each day, desperate for a big catch. He would throw his net aggressively, worrying, overthinking, always moving in frustration. But no matter how hard he tried, his nets came back empty. One day, exhausted, he stopped. He simply sat in his boat, letting the waves rock him, allowing himself to breathe. And then, without force, without struggle, fish began to swim into his net. The water had not changed. The fish had always been there. The only thing that changed was his state of being. When he let go of tension, abundance came effortlessly. Life works the same way. When you try too hard, whether in relationships, finances, or personal goals, you create resistance. Your energy becomes frantic, desperate, and unsteady. And just like wild animals sensing fear, life responds by pulling away. But when you relax, trust, and open yourself to possibilities, everything flows toward you naturally. You attract the right people, the right circumstances, and the right ideas, not by chasing, but by creating a space for them to arrive. This is why people who exude calm confidence seem to have everything fall into place for them. Their energy is one of trust, not fear. Many believe that success requires constant hustle, grinding, and endless effort. But have you ever noticed that the most successful individuals are often the most composed? They are not frantic. They do not force things. They move with quiet assurance, knowing that things will work out. Their relaxation is not laziness, it is the deep wisdom that abundance is a natural state, not something that must be forced. When you relax, you become receptive. Your mind opens, your intuition sharpens, and the solutions, ideas, and opportunities you were chasing begin to appear effortlessly. Picture a clenched fist and an open hand. A clenched fist cannot receive. It is tight, rigid, and full of tension. But an open hand can accept, hold, and embrace. Your mind works the same way. When you are tense, fearful, and constantly worrying about outcomes, you are like the clenched fist, unable to receive the very things you want. But when you relax, trust, and remain open, life places everything you desire right into your hands. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for peace, believing that once they achieve a certain goal, then they will finally relax. But the truth is, relaxation is not a reward. It is the key. It is the state that allows everything else to manifest. If you can cultivate this deep inner peace now, before the success, before the outcomes, you will be shocked at how quickly life rearranges itself to match your energy. Abundance, love, success, they are not outside of you. They are states you create within yourself, and life merely reflects them back to you. Relaxation does not mean doing nothing. It means acting from a place of calm certainty rather than fear and desperation. It means trusting that life is working in your favor, even when you cannot see the full picture. It means understanding that you do not have to force what is meant for you. It will come naturally when you align yourself with it. When you truly grasp this, everything changes. The weight lifts, the mind clears, and suddenly life feels effortless. Not because you are doing less, but because you are finally moving in harmony with it. Life is not meant to be a battle against the current. The more you resist, the more you struggle, and the further you push away what you desire. But when you relax, when you surrender your fears, your doubts, and your need for control, you allow life to unfold exactly as it should. Clarity comes in stillness, not in chaos. Abundance flows to those who are open to receiving, not those who chase it desperately. Think of the archer who steadies his grip, the fisherman who lets the sea bring his catch, the man who floats instead of fights the river. Their power does not come from force, but from trust, from patience, from knowing that everything they seek is already on its way. This is the secret to manifesting everything you want, not by grasping tightly, but by letting go. So breathe deeply, trust in the process, move with ease, not resistance. The life you desire is not beyond your reach. It has been waiting for you to stop pushing it away. Relax, align, and watch as everything falls into place. Thank you for your time. May peace and abundance be with you always. God bless you.